Hello and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator and we are back, guys. We are back at Levski for our, Jumptown Adventures Part 2. The first one was a pretty long video. You are going to see the second one is going to be an equally long video. But here we go, guys. Finally, I am able to sell my medical supplies. The other day, the server was bugged. And so everything that I was doing resulted in the, that bug that we have when we are at the terminals. The undefined bug, which is really horrible. I hope that they fix that soon. The whole trading career needs some love, guys. We need more commodities. We need better prices that reflect, real demand and offer. And we need to get rid of all the artificial aspects of how it is now. I know it's the very first iteration. I know it's not a simulation yet, but I cannot wait for the days when trading is going to be a little bit more not realistic, but a little bit more fleshed out, I would say. Anyway, it seems that Mr. Miles Acart wants to see us, so we are going to meet him at Café Musain. For those who've never met Miles Acart, Café Musain is at the Grand Bata, which is like the basement, not the basement, but one of the lower levels of Levski. That's where you have the market, and also behind on the other side is where the cafe is located. A pretty interesting place, to be sure. So we are going to check this out and check where he is located. But it's got to say, this is not the first time I have a mission for Miles. So yeah, we're gonna see what the next missions are going to be. I don't have a lot of money, as you see. We're starting the day with 56,000 Alpha UEC. So my objective today is to make a little combination of missions and Jumptown at the same time. So here we go. As you can see, this is the entrance of the Grand Bata, which is sort of I would say a mall, but like a local marketplace. Again, as soon as we have substantion and a real fleshed out economy, we should expect to have real items sold here at the market. Food, drinks, maybe more clothing, maybe that would be interesting. So here we go. On the other side, just follow the arrows. That's where you will find the cafe, which looks pretty nice. Lots of interesting lights out there, and decoration looks quite warm and welcoming. I like it very much. Sorry about the sound. I didn't realize that the wrong microphone was turning, but I wanted to see. I wanted you guys to hear what he had to say. I know it's going to be bad quality song. Don't worry, it is not going to last for a very long time. It's got a gig. Awesome. Great. Send me the files, man. And he's going to use the Mobiglass. We are going to use the Mobiglass as well. Lost cargo. It seems like this time an investigation mission. Interesting, guys. This is the first time ever I'm having an investigation mission. It will be interesting to see if I can combine this one with the other one. So let's go. Let's go to the red side. Very interesting. We just need to see where it is. Okay, obviously Miles wants me to get out of here, which is what I'm going to do. Oh man. Okay, but at the same time, this is not what we are going to do. The night is upon us. Nighttime is coming, guys, and so we are going to Jumptown. You can recognize now this double mountain. That's where this location is located. By the way, as you can see in the chat, some people believe that I am Eradicator X. I am not this person. This person is an imposter. He pretends he is the Eradicator. He doesn't have the original name. He needs to put an X at the end of his name. So that shows he's a fake one. I am the original one. So here we go. As always, Jumptown is on the other side of that ridge. There's like a little, I don't how to... there's like a crater here on the front. It's the crater on the other side. You can also localize it if you want to use the scanner, if you're not so sure where it is. I've been here many times now, so I don't need to do that. So it's always a little bit tricky as we get to Jumptown, because there's always a lot of people. But it seems that today we are going to be lucky and no one's there. Maybe that's because it's going to be night time very soon. People don't like to come to Jumptown at night because it's much harder to find. So I guess that going at twilight, which is what I'm doing right now, is a huge advantage. Actually, I got pretty lucky because when I started making my approach, it was still the day, so I could see the visual markers on the moon. But probably sure that if I was in orbit right now, I would not be seeing it anymore. Which could explain why I'm the only person out there. So as you can see, we've got lots of medical supplies. Jumptown likes a couple of things. So they like medical supplies, of course, but also agricultural supplies. They need both of these to produce what they produce, and we're going to see what they are making very soon. So as always, let's get as close as possible from the entrance. We never know, maybe there are snipers outside. Again, I was lucky. There were no griefers or no bounty hunters or no law enforcers or whatever you want to call them. No one was there to kill me. That was great. Let's sell the agricultural supplies first. Let's sell all of them. There you go. A little bit of profit, 6,200. I've made about 600 alpha UEC of profit here. We're going to buy the Widow. Oh, no, there is no Widow available. Is there some toxin? We don't know. So we're going to wait a little bit. Maybe Widow takes time to produce. So we are going to visit the lab here at Jumptown. Some interesting, instrument from Microtech. It looks like these drug dealers are very well equipped. I cannot wait. Guys, I'm pretty sure, in the future, there's gonna be a need for NPCs here. Right now, NPCs are not doing their thing, but as soon as Samsung is in place, as soon as NPCs come and go and do their routines, I think we can expect NPCs to be actually working here, doing, what they should be doing. And that's going to be very interesting, Maybe there will be missions to defend these NPCs. Maybe there will be missions to kill these NPCs and get rid of the drug production. We don't know. It will be very interesting to see. Or maybe some drug cartel, player orgs will be in control of Jumptown. Other players will be enemies with these cartels and will kill the employees, and they will have to hire more employees. I don't know, but there's lots of potential. I don't believe that Jumptown is going to be empty like this forever. Probably yes, this year. Next year probably, but by 2021, 2022, as the game is going to be more fleshed out with more people, more NPCs, expect to see some of these locations with lots of action going on. So let's see what's in this room. I think that we have some bunk beds here. That's basically the halves where maybe the manager of the station sleep. I don't know, there's got stupid graffiti in the bed. I guess the Widow must be good stuff if you're stupid enough to make a graffiti right next to your bed. And some really nice slippers too, fries and ketchups. I love the details. Obviously someone forgot their meal here. A little beer as well. Interesting. And what's that? Some products too. I just like to look at all the props. It's quite interesting. They also forgot to do the dishes, eh? Alright, so enough time spent. Is the Widow available? And that's a no, it's not. Well, guys, I didn't come for nothing. So I am still going to buy toxin or whatever it is. Still gonna buy some. Because actually, it actually has a pretty interesting margin. Here we're making about, I'm making 14% if I sell it to Levski, if I'm correct. Pardon me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it's 14% if my memory is correct. So we're gonna buy this, and we're probably gonna make a few thousand alpha UECs of that. So it's not so bad. So let's buy only 14 SCU. That's all the production they have. Not so much. Quite disappointing. That's okay. That's okay. We'll still do. We'll do other things. There are other ways to make money. We'll be back, guys. I promise you, we'll be back. These are my Jumptown Adventures. These Jumptown Adventures I'm doing just before the release of 3.5 in the PTU, which I expect it to be by the end of this week, guys. So it's coming pretty soon. It's coming pretty soon. I'll try to make some interesting content to make sure you are not bored when you are watching this channel until the very long, much anticipated 3.5 PTU. So we are going to Daymar. There's our pickup site. It seems that there is no quantum drive point available, so we are going to have to fly there, not blindly, but old-fashioned style. Back in the days when we were not being quantum driving all the way to some specific locations. At the very beginning, 3.0, you could not quantum drive to outposts on planets. You had to go to a moon and then fly directly to your outpost. So it was much longer, and people were complaining that the approach time really took a long time and that it was not worth it. But of course, the pickup site here, it's a wreck site. It's not an outpost. It's not a point of interest. It's just a random wreck. So that's why we are going to go there. I would say manually, so to speak. Let's try to see at the same time if there are any other missions, because it's a wreck, and we know that wreck also attracts other types of missions, such as investigation missions, and also sometimes these delivery missions. For example, maybe Kovalex or FTL, for example, they want us to pick up some cargo boxes that have been lost in these wrecks. So sometimes there are some missions, and it would be great to, let's say, combine some of these missions. So I will have the 2800 Alpha UEC from Miles Eckhart, and then I will have more Alpha UEC from these missions too. That is going to make the whole trip more profitable and more interesting. So as always, guys, and I keep saying that all the time, always make sure that you do combine different missions together so that you can maximize the profit per hour. You can maximize the amount of money that you are making per per gameplay, or per mission, or per whatever you do, per whatever activity you do. Getting a bit closer. So yeah, I'm so sorry about this. Right, why are you doing a looping? That's because in real time I was talking to my wife, who came to check on me, my lovely wife, and so of course my family is always the priority. So that's why I was looking at her. I was not looking at what's happening in the game. I am back now. I pressed the key 5 to have the headlights to see what's going on, and it looks like the crash site is in a canyon, which is very interesting. First time I'm going to a canyon on Daymar or any other planetary bodies in Star Citizen, so I feel quite excited. Looks like here is our wreck. It looks like it's also quite the different main pieces of the wreck are quite spaced far away. Look at that, it's quite a big distance. There are 3 pieces, and the further piece is quite far compared to the one that's just in front of me. So these are going to be long distances, but it's night time too, guys. So I want to keep the headlights of my ship, and I'm going to put my ship on one of the extremities. I have no choice. If I want everything to be lit and that I see everything correctly, I'm going to have to do this. Let's land properly. I never realized how deep these canyons were. They don't look that deep when you look from afar, but it's only when you're there on the ground, at ground level, that you realize how small your characters are and how big and huge, and there's really that sense of scale in Star Citizen that is so amazing, especially because you can, it's not just in your ship, you're also, everything is in first person. So when you're walking in first person, you realize the distances are so large, the heights are so high. I have to be honest with you guys. When I first got here, I was slightly overwhelmed by the canyon. Anyway, let's look if there are any more missions. Missing crew. I'm looking for missions with a constellation. So there we go. We need to look for the crew of a constellation. It's maybe this one. Yeah, I'm already at the remains. Oh no, this is the mission for Miles Eckhart. Let's see if there's anything else. Looking for BAME. No, there's a constellation unoperable, and we need to have something brought back to Levski. The black box. I was looking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm always looking for my words. I don't know why. Because these videos, when I do these gameplay videos, guys, I want you to have the same or experience similar to what you would have if you were looking a live stream. So when I do these long videos of gameplay, they're not scripted. That's why sometimes I'm looking for my words. I do scripted videos when I want to make some explanations or exposés, or reviews. Then these will be scripted. But when these are gameplay videos like this that I'm doing every day, I don't have time to write an entire article and have a script that I would read and edit out. So I actually say all of this. All of the audio, all of the recordings you are hearing is all shot and recorded into, in one shot. So, I want to make sure I'm tracking the right mission. So let's see which ones are accepted. Let's go for Miles Eckhart's mission first. It is the one that pays the most. So we're going to track this one, and it's going to tell me exactly where that box is. And I have the feeling it's pretty close, right here. So it looks like this is the bottom of the constellation. So we're going to try to enter into that pile of rubbish right here. Looks like it's here. All right, can we go? Can we do it to crouch? Looks like we don't. Okay, currently is okay, but the box is quite far away. Fortunately, my arms are going to stretch out long enough to be able to pick up that box. Can I get out of here too? I don't need to crouch. Yes, it works. So we are going to get back into our cutlass. You are going to see that, walking just 60 meters takes some time. And I think that and especially with these boxes, we can't run. But I think that if I have to go to the black box, which maybe is going to be on the other side of the constellation, that is going to take me a much longer time. I'm probably talking about 400 to 600 meters away. So that takes a long time. It's interesting because I've seen people asking in the forums, oh, we would like to walk from Tisa Spaceport until L19 Habs. They are spaced by about 2 kilometers. One day I made a mistake of landing my ship 2 kilometers away from an underground bunker on Hurston when I was doing these underground bunker mission, these FPS missions. And it took me a very long time to get to the mission and back to my ship. So no, guys, you don't want to be walking and running for 2 kilometers, and you are going to see that 600 meters is already quite long. Anyway, let's go back to the mission tab. Playing a lot with the mission tab, that's what you do when you have several missions accepted. Let's go to the next mission. I'm already at the crash site. Oh no, this one's not the same one, so probably we're going to abandon that one. All right, how about the next one? The black box is here. Very good. So we are going to track the location of the black box, and then we'll be picking it up. All right, here we go. Where is that black box? Of course, the black box here slightly different than the cargo I need to pick up. This time there is no location indicator of the black box, so I'm going to have to look around and find that black box. Now, luckily, when you are looking for black boxes, these black boxes actually emit a slight little sound. No, it's not this. Usually they are red in the game, so they emit a slight little beep, beep, beep. You would hear this type of sound, and they're usually red with flashy yellow lights. So that's what I'll be looking. And there it is. Of course, I spared you all the time. I spent about 10 minutes looking for it and bringing it back to the ship, but you could see how it looks like. Now I'm going to abandon the other missions because they're just not here. I tried to look for the crew members, but there were no bodies, so I guess it's not that constellation. Definitely not this one. Oh, that's so sad. Maybe there's another crashed constellation crashed somewhere else around the verse, but definitely not here. Alright, so let's track the right mission, and we are going to first deliver the mission for Miles Eckhart, the one that pays the most. Let's remove that headlight. Alright, let's enter the pilot seat. My engines are already on, and I will be taking off this rock. Alright. No. My engines are on. What are you doing here, Rat? Okay, let's go. Let's go! Alright, here we go. Interesting. I was supposed to go to Port Olisar, but you can see the mission marker tells me I am 6 million kilometers away, so obviously this is bugged. But I want to do something first. I want to do a little bit of piloting into these canyons. A little fantasy of mine. I've never done that so far in the game. Yeah, looking pretty cool. I hope that there will be races in canyons in the future. Right now, it's not something that we have, but I cannot wait to actually really experience that. I don't know how it's going to be with the new flight model. Maybe it will be harder. We'll see. Anyway, we are about to go to space now. We are taking off, and we are at this race stop. The you know, rest and refuel, R&R. That's what it's called. And we're going to deliver the box. It was supposed to be Port Olisar. The destinations are a little bit bugged right now because they're not always the same destinations that the mission tells you. So you need to be able to, you need to take that under consideration as well. So I've wasted a little bit more time. It would have taken me a much shorter time if I had delivered this to Port Olisar. Unfortunately, I had to deliver this to, I think it's Hurston 3, which is the one that is the closest to the Crusader system. Actually, it's only 6 million kilometers away, so it's not that bad. Could have been on the other side of Hurston. And so here we go. Of course, we cannot run with boxes, but that's okay. We'll go inside, and we're gonna get the money. I wonder if I'm going to have to deliver that to the drop box or to the actual NPCs. It's, you know, it's funny because the NPCs have been fixed. The NPCs are working, but now they rely on these drop boxes, which are not working all the time. Very interesting. I hope that they're gonna get just rid of the drop boxes. I'm not a big fan, or at least, you know, keep some drop boxes for places where there are no NPCs. But in my opinion, we should always interact with the NPCs whenever we have a chance. So I hope that this is something that will also be fixed in 3.5. We haven't heard about anything. We haven't heard anything regarding that issue though. But don't worry, guys. As always, as soon as 3.5 PTU Wave 1 hits, and I will be in the game, I will be streaming. I will be reporting about it every day. I will be reporting that for you. You guys will be the first one to know. So we are going to the admin office, which is that a player? I don't know if that was a player or not, but it looked like a player. Here we go. Oh yes, we are going to deliver that to the guy. Good. I like to interact with these guys. Something I can help you with? Yes, I'd like to make a delivery. All right, set it here. I'm doing the voices because again, the sound is pretty bad, so I had to disable the actual sound. So he's going to do his little thing on his computer. Alright, checked. Thanks. That's what he said. The animation is really cool. I really wish we could use these NPCs more. Can I say goodbye? I like to be polite with these guys, because when we say goodbye, sometimes they're a bit rude. They're like, bye. got nothing to tell you. But here it looks like I can't interact with him anymore. Too bad. No, not working. That's fine. I don't have all day. Can I sell stuff here? Let's sell the anti-crocodile toxin. Can I sell everything? No, undefined. Can I sell a little bit of it? No, it doesn't work as well. Let's try again a little bit. Now, I cannot do that. I cannot do that undefined, even 2000. So that's not working. I cannot do that for a very long time because otherwise my ship is going to despawn. And you know what's going to happen if my ship despawns? Well, the black box inside is also going to despawn and the mission will be returned. So I rushed into the ship and I am going back to Levski. Going back to Levski, and I'm going to deliver that black box for extra cash. I've already been given, it was not 2,800, it was 2,300. That's okay. It's actually a very good money for a simple investigation mission. That's why, you know, these mission givers, they are interesting because the money they give for these missions, which are exactly the same missions as those you would find in your Moby Glass, but they pay more. I guess that's the perk of seeing them. is that, you get the same exact missions, but you get more money. Why not? But at the same time, you also waste money talking to these guys. But also at the same time, it brings extra immersion. So I guess, everything has pros and cons, right? So we're going to get back to Levski as always. I'm going to make my little maneuver, because if I need to take my cutlass back, then it will be facing towards the right direction. It's always good to have your ship facing towards the right direction when you are leaving. Saves you a little bit of time. Guys, time is money, and you want to make sure you always optimize your time as much as possible. This is something that every good trader, for example, is going to tell you. You want to waste as little time as possible, because in the end, what matters is how much money do you make per hour. It's not, it's not the actual profit that you make in the end. It's how much profit you make per hour. That's how you get rich, guys, in this game. So let's pick it up. All right, it works. That's wonderful. And open the door. All right, I like how people. Apparently, I was checking the chat. Someone has an undesirable presence in their ship. Obviously, they haven't watched the 10 pitfalls to avoid in the game. So I told this guy, why don't you kill him? Because that's what you should do, guys. You should always kill people who are in your ship who were not invited. Because if you don't, you know what's going to happen? They are going to kill you too. That's how it works, guys. It's interesting. I had a little story with Jumptown that happened to me the other day ago. I was playing with Segelian and one of his friends. And there was a guy... There was a guy at Jumptown with us, and we were two. He was alone, and well, he looked a little bit shady. I mean, he had no business doing there. He wanted to buy Widow. We wanted to buy Widow. So I told the other guy. The other guy I was with had a crime stat, and I didn't. So I told him, guy, dude, you should kill him, and he hesitated to kill him. And as a result, I was about to shoot him too, and just before I started shooting, he killed both of us. Very, very sad. Anyway, something I can help you with. I'd like to make a delivery, my good sir. All right, set it here. And so it is. Second time, man. Second time in a row I'm using these NPCs. And they're working. And I can say that, ever since we've had the 3.4 series, NPCs have always been working for me. So I really, really, really hope that we'll be able to interfere more with them. All right, so we still have our ship full of altrucolog, blah, 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 toxin. So let's just make sure that our mission is complete. Yes, contract complete. It's not withdrawn. I am a little bit richer. I have gotten more money. So, well, here we go. Some people are saying in Jumptown trade is broken. There is nothing. No, trade is no broken. You need to deliver medical supplies. If you do, you'll be able to buy Widow. That's how it works. And so let's sell the questionable hole that I have here in my cutlass. Usually they would buy everything. Let's see. Let's confirm. It's success, but undefined. It looks like the server is experiencing some difficulties, which has been happening more and more ever since the Evocadis have been given access to their own PDU. I guess some server resources have been allocated to them, which is fine. That's the way it should be. But then the PTU, the actual PU, sorry, is suffering from it. So, well, I'm gonna try a few times. I'm gonna try see if I can sell more, but it looks like the consoles are not working. Can I use this one? Yes, this one is working, so let's try again and sell. Come on, toxin. Just 4,000, just to check. Success. Ah, it's working. Okay. All right. All right. Now, as you can see, the color of the chat has changed. So that's the magic of editing. I'm editing the video. I've changed server. I jumped server, and now it's working. So let's see if we can buy anything interesting. We are going to use our freelancer this time, because it's no use to use my cutlass. I mean, I would have the cutlass because the cutlass would be facing Crusader, but it's another server. The cutlass is stored. So I'm going to use my freelancer and buy agricultural supplies. I'm going to fill my entire freelancer with agricultural supplies for 7,500 alpha UEC. All right, it's working. It's working. Let's go. We are going back to Jumptown. We are going to give them agri supplies. They are going to be very happy. There will be some extra production. And hopefully this time we're gonna make money. Hopefully this time someone will have sold medical supplies so that I'll be able to buy the good stuff there, which I have not been able to buy so far. I know this is why you guys are here. You want to see how much money we can make with, trade at Jumptown. As you can see, trading at Jumptown is complicated. I have spent a lot of time doing all these videos, and as you can see, I have not gotten much richer. I would have gotten much richer by doing exclusively trade, which is something I have not done. Perhaps I would not have gotten as much fun doing trade, that's true, but I'm definitely not richer trading, or at least trying to trade at Jumptown. So we are back, guys. The double mountain, we all know it right now, and so we are going to make our way to the most infamous, the most fabled, the most maybe the most interesting part of the verse right now, the outpost, also known as Jumptown. I have no idea why it's called Jumptown. If you guys tell me, if you know the lore behind this drug outpost, please tell me in the comments down below. I would really appreciate to know that. And so we are just behind, not this, actually this crater. It should be able to pop in and appear. Here we go. It was hidden in the shadows. Going to make, I don't know why it's always hard to land around Jumptown. The ships always act weird. I don't know if the Widow is having any effects on the ships, Alright, it looks like a decent landing this time, so we'll be able to get out of here. Let's get our pistol. I don't want to be wasting my bigger guns here. No, it's just not worth it. It's not worth using the big guns on the scum that is populated this place. Alright, let's make sure we close the door as soon as we can. We don't want anyone to steal the ship, even though we only have agricultural supplies, but still, it's for the principle. There are people who just steal your ship just because it's fun to steal your ship. Yes, if you watched yesterday's videos, we're talking about people stealing caterpillars, for example. Why? That's just because that's what they do. Okay, let's sell our agricultural supply. They're gonna buy everything. So no undefined bugs. Yes, they are buying everything. That's very good. And now let's see if there's anything interesting we can buy. Can we buy some Widow? 20 SCU of Widow available. Yes. I'm taking big risk. I don't have any escorts. There's no one else here to help me, so I hope no one's gonna pop and kill me, because then I will be losing everything. Excellent. We can buy more. Okay, it's empty now. Let's buy the rest of Altrucananotoxin, and we're good to go. I have no more money, so let's get into the freelancer and let's find a good place where we're gonna sell the Widow. And so to be frank with you, I think the best place to sell the Widow, if you're just interested in money, if you're not interested in time, just interested in pure profit, the best place is HUR3, HUR3, which is the rest stop around Lagrange Point 3 for Hurston, which is quite awesome because we've just been there before, right? So we're gonna go there again. Now, it's going to be possible that there's going to be that undefined bug, so maybe I'll be spending a long time. We will see. We will see. That's why if you're just looking for credits per hour, most people would either go to Levski or Grimex. The problem with Grimex is that's where you have all the griefers too. It's not safe. So I'm not a big fan of Grimex at all. In fact, I'm never going to Grimex. So... that way, I noticed that the door was open. That's terrible. Let's make sure the door is closed. I forgot to close the door. All right, now we are good to go. All right, let's look at the map and let's target our destination. We're gonna make sure that we're out of the atmosphere too. always need to get to 30,000. All right, we are out of atmosphere, and look at this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous shot of Yela. This game, Star Citizen, is the most beautiful game in the world, guys. I am not afraid to say it. It looks absolutely fantastic. Some people call it the screenshot simulator. I will not go as far, but yeah, why not, guys? The screenshot simulator. Now, the problem when we are at Hurston 3 is that we are blinded by the sun. We are quite close. Actually, I think this is the closest place you can be from the Hurston sun. So, how to find the rest stop? Just use your radar. You press tab for the radar, the scanner, and it's going to give you the location of any point of interest. Here, of course, the only point of interest that there is the rest stops. And as we're getting closer, we can see the blinking lights and indicate where it is located. But when you arrive there if you're arriving from Hurston, that's okay. You're not really blinded by the sun because the sun is behind you. But if you are arriving from Crusader, you are totally blinded from the sun. And if you're not doing this, then good luck finding the rest stop. So it's a very good trick to know. Press tab for the scanner and click. It's actually a left click for a long time until you make sure you reach to 100%, and then once you are released your mouse, and it should be scanning the area, and that's exactly what I did. That's how I found the rest stop. So let's find the correct pad. All right, and we are also going to make a gentle nice maneuver because, well, eventually we'll be leaving, and I don't want to be facing the rest stop when I leave. I want to be facing Crusader because that's where I'll be going in the end. Okay, that looks like a decent landing. I would accept this one. All right. Let's open. Looks, of course, my hole is not entirely filled with drugs because I didn't have enough money. But I believe, guys, I believe that this time I will make a decent amount of money selling my hole. Now, there's still that bug. For some reason, it seems like the freelancer doesn't have the weight it's supposed to have because it easily jumps out of its way, or it really jumps out of the pads whenever you open these doors. So yeah, if you have anything fragile. So fortunately we don't have fragile stuffs in the game, but eventually it's going to happen. I really hope that this is going to be fixed as well. And as always, you can count on me to report these bugs in the issue council. Pad 4, let's not forget where we are. It's easy to forget where we are, and then when we're looking for our ships and we think we are the right pad, we're the wrong pad, there is no ship. It's a huge time waster, so always double, triple check where your pad is located. This is critical if you don't want to be wasting some time. All right, so this time we're going to go to the admin. Same place as before. Looks like the guy who was sitting here is gone, so it was really a player. Interesting. Maybe he was AFK. Sometimes we need to go AFK, especially, we're not machines. We need to do things that NPCs don't have to do yet. Anyway, let's sell all of that stuff. Lots of widow. How much money? 100,000. Ooh, that is very juicy. I'm able to sell it. No, the undefined bug once again. So let's see if I can sell a little bit less. And I've got the whatever bug it is. So I'm gonna have to try to sell smaller and smaller and smaller quantities. How annoying. This is such a nuisance. But I won't be able to show you the whole process. I'll be honest with you guys, it took me over 20 minutes to sell everything, switching between terminals. It was horrible. Was it worth the time? Absolutely not. I keep on saying, guys, right now, don't go to Jumptown. Sure, maybe you're gonna make some money after how many attempts? Guys, this was like my 5th or 6th attempt of buying Widow at Jumptown. I have spent several days trying to do that. I would have made so much more money doing regular trading. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Guys, please tell me in the comments down below, Do you agree? Do you agree? You know, making money at using Jumptown to make money is ridiculous. Is it something that you can do? Is it reliable for you? Do you do that in an org? Do you do that solo? I want to know everything in the comments down below. Please tell me everything. Anyway, I skipped until the end. Look at that, 112,000 Alpha UEC. Pretty, oh, even more. How much money am I going to make? This is insane. Let's see. I'm selling for really ridiculous amounts of money. So we're gonna see exactly how much money. But I think it's 112,000 Alpha UEC in the end. I'm gonna check it out. Yes, here we go. 112,328. Oh, 113,000, guys. Yeah, so not bad at all. The problem is that it's very time consuming, guys, so I don't recommend. And that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, I really appreciate. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like to see this content. You want to see daily Star Citizen comment. And now it is time to answer a question from one of the eradicators who support the channel on the crowdfunding website Patreon. Balder GE, aka RenGE29, asks, which ships did you have? And that is a very interesting question, Balder, aka RenGE29. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. A very good question, and we need to go. I need to go back to my hangar on the RSI website because I've been a backer since 2012, so I've been a backer for a very long time, and so I sometimes forget some of the ships that I melted, and there's quite a few. So I'm going to go back to my buyback pledges, and so I used to have a Vanguard which I melted. I'm probably going to buy it back in the future, but upgrade it to something like a Caterpillar. Probably I really wanted to have something that carries more cargo than the Mercury. Right now I don't have anything between the Mercury and the Hull C. Well, I have the Genesis, sure, but the Genesis is not going to be a cargo. It's going to be for transport. We'll have 300 SU of cargo capacity. But I want to have something so between the Mercury and the Genesis, and I also want to have something between the Genesis and the Hull C, and that's going to be the Caterpillar. So definitely the Caterpillar. There's a Starfire. Interesting. I used to have a Starfire a long time ago, which I melted in 2015. Interesting. There's a second Super Hornet, which I'm probably going to buy back in the future. So I'm going to have two Super Hornets in my fleet, one that someone else can fly. So we can fly with two Super Hornets if we have missions in the future. Two M50 interceptors with LTI. These two Origin M50 interceptors will be given away in the future. I also have I used to have also a couple of Aurora Legionnaires, which I gave away as well in the future. There is that 325A, which I gave away as well. Now, let's go back to my current ships, because there are also a few ships that I have upgraded in the past. So I used to have a Reliant. Yes, a Reliant Core, which I upgraded to a Cutlass Black. I used to have a Retaliator, which was upgraded to a Constellation, which was upgraded to a Genesis Starliner. And I used to have another 325A, so I used to have two 325A. This one was upgraded to the Mercury Star Runner. What else? I think that's about it. I think these are all the ships I've upgraded. And interestingly, so as a result now, the oldest ship that I have is the Hull C, which I bought on May 3rd, 2015. Gosh, that was a long time ago. This is going to be 4 years ago. So yeah, there we go, guys. So you know the history of every ships that I used to have in the past. Interesting. So sometimes going back into memory lane. So that's it for this question. Thank you so much for asking, Balder, aka Rayman GE29. As always, guys, if you want to have your questions answered in the show, like Rayman, you can always subscribe to the Patreon page. I'll put the links in the description down below. Patreons get access to my Discord, automatic participation giveaways. They get my otherwise at the gift store. They get also questions answered in the show and lots of other perks. Go check it out. You can also support the channel by subscribing, hitting the like button, and please leave a comment. That really helps me a lot. As always, guys, this is the Eradicator. I'm signing out.